And last Saturday, I had to talk tough as far as the preview lawyer concerned with regards to this game. And me conclude by saying that Manchester City are the favorite. Undoubtedly. I want to wear a favorite as far as the game now or your concerned. Now, fellas, I do remember concluding in there. The Pep Guardiola had set up a team. You would probably not want to play against them. Because even the world best club in Real Madrid, what be shown who could have want to follow. Even on my Inter Milan final at this Saturday, we to know about all this Swedish Inter from home there. This is a side that they are very ruthless. And they play with that kind of tactical restrictions. You don't have the laws today. Everyone alter their own rehearsal or I will come to a point and make sure what they rehearse and how I will play another pour back into reality as far as the game are concerned. Very early, no one tactics and fellas who while working on that morning. If for such a side that when you that smooth run to getting the Premier League into their bag, was also a bag the FA Cup award trend they were in the final of the UEFA Champions League. Vis-a-vis the types sports and the kind of clubs I wish you wanna still waiting on some of these results and fellas, you would always conclude that Manchester City were going to be the favorite. Now, if a Pep Guardiola and set up and now or the game as usual. He had a defense line of Stefano Ortega as the first choice goalkeeper for the FA Cup. Say in your lineup now, Ibinya Kyle Walker, John Stones, Ruben Dias, Manuel Akanji, and then also Rodrigo Cascante, Bernardo Silva, Kevin De Bruyne. Ichai Goro had Jack Grealish and then also Eli Haaland. That was the first 11 under Pep Guardiola. Only starts as far as the game are concerned. Echo the team in Manchester City, so another United on the side. David here the goal posting him. There was Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Rafael Varane, Lindelof, Luke Shaw, just as you see on your page. Casemiro Fred played in the double pivot, and like last Saturday I defended that double pivot of them because last January I know ball in the second leg of the EPL fixture. It was this same double pivot here when the United Asha Man City by 2-1. So I anticipated that the man in everything had obviously repeat this particular double pivot, and it was there. Equal frontal, it was Jadon Sancho, Eriksen behind Marcus Rashford, who was playing as a makeshift number 9, and then also Bruno Fernandes on the right side. And fellas, Mark Ademasim will have penny P. And I've had numerous occasions, I mean, I bet that argument today. I don't fancy Bruno Fernandes being played on the flanks. Or trade in the UEFA Europa League. Wabena United was heavy in the home and away fixtures. And all the games at Manchester United you can see that there will be the moment they want to Bruno Fernandes out of position. Or the baby Bruno United they take lead, And I was switching Bruno out flanks. Oh yeah, and I walk bottle the particular leader now Ukita. So playing him on the right side, I was a bit skeptical. I don't know. Obey Dimba United will to out dominate the game and empo. One match Manchester is to one of my fighters in boot for boot. It won't fin war. And say if the build up of Manchester City, you could see the impact and the how the goalkeeper and Ederson Moraes now all join the fold. He was very much integral part of Manchester City to want to build up. And first formation is telling to the morning. Ebonena was set up in the 4-back. But immediately they start to build up. Ederson Moraes now Okitabo on in the penalty box. Nankasa the penalty box mo. Ruben Dias on the right hand side. Kyle Walker on the right hand side. But we push John Stones and Kaka Wodri. And on the one back to the right side of the central defender in Ruben Dias. As if on Ederson all about say that is central defender. That's how good and all year to the course of Manchester to want to build up. And you can see an example. That is the coordination. And there is Jadon Sancho, all the track about 3 players. Ruben Dias, goalkeeper Ederson, and also Kyle Walker on the right side. This is a typical example. And it was just to prevent Manchester City from using the midfield, that is operation. And they were very much early in the game. Another was starting Tamparo than the Ubotuna will use the midfield penetration. That is with the club Manchester that is sitting. Tebo Manuel Akanji, Ebo Ruben Dias, and then also Kyle Walker in 5-1. And Manchester United how 1 hour withdraw that 1.5. Bruno on the right side, Jadon Sancho on the left side. 5 players of Manchester City. Only Marcus Rashford for the pen and not Ben one. Only Marcus Rashford per fellas and an open one as at that time. And Ebenezer Rashford no corner wa press obi today. That is all Ruben Diaz. And you could see the United reaction with regards to a corner for over stop Manchester City from using the midfield that is penetrations now whatever now what upper punish one. And when United will get this inverted now what attempted to close Manchester City for on the 1v1s now while police one. You can see that now one of the midfielders another one wingers of Bruno Fernandes and Jadon Sancho also. Now also all about Fin. Just to create that kind of overload in the middle of the park. More by yeah, sitting coaching that will penetrate to OP. It's an example of how we're not really overloading Fin. And it was not just down to Manchester City. No United and so will react. And you can see it in your shot how we're not midfield overload. No, now only from now all about as far as that part of the game. No, fellas now all your concern. And from the defense line, United double central partnership of Obitre, Rafael Varane, and then also Victor Lindelof. In Fin there was Casemiro on Gundogan, and then also in your Fred, don't also all cover the play in Kevin De Bruyne. There was that kind of midfield overload from both sides. Mobile won't go to now when you're that space now or they are penetrate through the middle. But Manchester is hard to react. So United for now Fin say we'll close the spaces now. How do we turn defense into attack? It's a moment the system will control the game anymore. And the reaction was that let us push central defenders, no, I want to walk as part of the back three, no, to the wide areas because United and back only rush for the pen all pressing. The media City how we reacting the fellas will push Emmanuel Akanji to cut the left side of the defense. And the watching film Ruben Diaz in the car walk and sword the right side. That is the City reaction, no. How we see what reacting to that midfield overload of club of Manchester United, no. And up front, a bone that I want to ring as no sort of occupy the laterals of team Manchester United. It's a bone how when they sit one rings not they were constantly having the 2v1s versus Manchester United defenders, no. In terms of the laterals of United, a bone City for created the 2v1 situations. On the left side, there was 2v1 between Akanji and then also Jack Grealish versus Aaron Wan-Bissaka and Nangote. Then I call the left side and so look so Kyle Walker and Bernardo Silva, just as you see on your page. And also occupying until because then the United will be saying City will try to use the rings in the brain. A bone action areas, no. At the end of the 90 minutes, only 26% of the ball and the City will the film. What the 33% is for the left side. And what the 41% what for the right side. One all on the left side, it is Lusso, who gets in most often to support the central defenders. Now, when I want about the home, don't forget, I want him one also for Manchester City, Kyle Walker, ahead of Bernardo Silva. Why don't we use them more? Because I want what the Real Madrid defended was Bernardo Silva, you know, the man of the match. And it was down to how now or the game not this one. So the rings of team Manchester City, fellas, it was where now we were using it more. Now, Sergio first go no critical. It was Haaland no creative or the Gundogan. And it's a game he was creating a lot of space for himself. And all about in the half space of team of Manchester United. On Haaland, no, the space not that Rafael Varane and then also Lindelof on him, no. And one not to tell not the fact. But the bonnet the double pivot of Manchester United in Casemiro and Fred, no, what can Kevin De Bruyne and Guno have won? No, we'll blame the main attackers of Man City. No, I want to win a game. We blame them. No, they create space without my early bro Haaland. It's all for first born and second born bar. It will come and fall into a space for either Rodrigo Cascante or John Stones to also pick it up. That is how Anna or your difficult Manchester United will be police one. An example will come. About how Anna Casemiro only get out of the space, and he was tracking the run of Ichai Gunohan. So the next image about the Ruben Diaz while finding that space behind the player in that is Oye Casemiro, and on the penetration pass no or two not that same fin. Or the same now straightforward, it was getting to Elebro Haaland, who had then also tracked the run of Ichai Gunohan. On solve the nature of Flickman. It is an attack and a force from the goalkeeper in already here to make a save for team that is Manchester United. So the space is now Haaland no create no damn on the fellas. It was very much important to the cause of team Manchester City, and that was exactly what led to the first goal and now Manchester City. Fellas now we to now Wallace. That was the first goal and now we to Wallace. And it was the critical case. Even now, if a road to Manchester City when the first goal now. Just under 1 minute, and it is the fastest goal OBA to match in the history of the FA Cup final. He been see that. First, what's the game now? Was Ichai Gunohan and no Gina Born Baba pass over the captain's armband. Ojina mfimfini Felix. Wa pass the ball. Wa farm obia back to the goalkeeper in Ederson Moreres. Ederson Moreres je ball no. He had to exercise restraint. One point no one rush a crowd. And also ball long one. Trying to locate the player in that is Erling Haaland. And I made him capture the Haaland. No, he was constantly creating spaces for himself. It's born Ben. He had to attract 2 players of Manchester United to get close to him. And open Bono do 2 for him. And said, join on. You could see the space. Now it's a guna and or before second ball no dropping on that man. Cross never Bano Felix. He was in a very vast space. No Manchester United player and or spotted the space or the man in Ichagunohan. Obiale huno. Second ball nebe button and no one control cry. And you could see the posture of the man in David here.
Spice Sports.
I had only ready. He was not ready at all. They say, I feel a good honorable control game now pass so. I feel no control ball now cross so. Another ball shot on target so. The here, as you can see on the page, was not ready. Look at his posture. He was just not ready to save that particular ball. Nse bon no kwa try atenem no obutu wo kakrim no twa no kono ran the ball no it is entering the net. Court ball watching, typical court ball watching no. On nana ye no yotu na Felix all to club that is Manchester United no. And it was a super goal from Ichagunohan and the technique with which or the parry that ball no with the lace. Na ball no kwa try atenem no Felix. You would have to give him that kind of credit today. He has really arrived. And at a moment, there is that argument around him. Obeje team no akọ another onje hon ko basa so wo pe PSG so wo pe. Arsenal mu ina dey in the fourth robotu na wa ba abaji ni signature. Na stands now all this consistent performance for Manchester City no. E be say one monko and monko. But that reaction from Manchester United even when they had to go down, Felix, it was very much necessary. And then for the handball of Jack Grealish now, I mean, any referee would give it to them because the hand was outrageously not in the natural position. And a ball and I had to take the video assistant referee to review it and credit him from Manchester United that penalty. And a moment for the captain and Bruno Fernandes to rise up to the occasion and then also get to be counted. Felix, if I countenance, the composure and the confidence with which I know the general bonus and even the concentration levels are, you would have to take someone like Bruno Fernandes. That is what Manchester United have been lacking for quite a while. And when they needed him most, Felix, he was able to rise up to the occasion. Keep it that kind of concentration and composure. And what do the moment I felt you don't get the goalkeeper to make saves so. Moments like this in the final against Manchester City. Men force Ederson Monye save. And you could see how we're all sending the goalkeeper out of the way. My keeper don't quite the opposite direction, also for bonus at the other side. That is exactly the confidence and Bruno Fernandes so do two more that convert that particular penalty. And damn the captain It was an even game until David here decided to, make the headlines once again. And minimum when they didn't come on the field there, and to be grudging at that match. But I bet to differ a bit. Fellas, the shape of Manchester United defenders, before the second goal of Manchester City, you'd ask yourself, what was the organizational structure? United kita about 6 players, just on the edge of the half, that is the 6-yard box, Now we know Kevin De Bruyne jina bo nechi Ichagunohan and Wodrugo Cascante ejina penalty arc nechi wasan so ejase ana da Emmanuel Akanji. That's the second ball and the last ball in bumper only Akanji no botum na bounce on not that punish Manchester United. But those defenders had just made a vertical line with what and a while so do the school for 7 warrior parade and a would leaving those 3 players around the penalty box of Manchester City and the Manchester United and the City players when you're free. And Kevin De Bruyne one cross the ball now called penalty box no more. On your rebound, Sancho game to be a John Spice 91.9 FM on Facebook. On your player no or pass the ball no penalty box no be head the bend a good and button. It was a straight pass.
Spice
direct one.
Sports.
So the first goal was clearly from the tactical room, from the training grounds. You start to give the young boy from Ederson. Ederson number long one from Haaland. Haaland empowering fan to a second ball on the bar. Anyone who is so close to him, and you have to get close to your last man. Just get a straight shot on target. And it paid for Pep Guardiola and Netimno. Same with the second one, Manchester City Wallace. From Kevin De Bruyne, cross that ball to Ichagunohan, and that is why we place 3 players here on. A pure tactics. Manchester United were not aware that City, this was exactly what they were going to do. They never knew that they were going to do this. and a born Bena. One control cry, another non-drop. And David had that time. He had the space, he had the eyes to see the ball coming. Even when the play in Gono hand, when the proper kick, he couldn't save it. If I can't mention his name and say that at least he could have done something better about it, Felix, what else can I say? Because there was no proper power behind that ball. When you to your ball and how well you can see it for yourself. The space that was in between the ear and the kicker, vis-a-vis Felix, you could have done better. But the ball nonetheless had to get into the back of the net. United prayer won to not one back and now would lose that particular final. Okay. A game that I concluded during the preview, the Manchester City a favorite double to personally, sports. I am not surprised. And I think that it is a feather in the cap of Pep Guardiola. Wasanso has sent another shivers down the spine of club International Milan. As far as come Saturday UEFA Champions League final, or your consent. The young congratulate Manchester City way. Young congratulate Pep and on the team on how going for the ball continue why some of these routes.